Damn it. Do you guys ever get out of the shower, get ready for work, or heading to work, and you smell your pits, you realize you didn't put deodorant on? I can't be the only one that does that. You get this feeling of sweat kind of penetrating past your hair, and you're like, oh no, I don't have a barrier. And then you sniff your pit, and sure enough, oh my god. And it's like it opened a pathway for you to smell worse. And it's after a shower. I don't know. It's just, well, at least I'm home and I have time. I don't have to go to work yet, so I can fix this. Hello everyone, and welcome to Mini Brain Flakes. These episodes revolve around me being myself and feeling confident enough to talk to you directly, which I think is super important. It can be really hard to just kind of stare at a computer and talk to literally no one and hear my voice echo in my apartment. But you're listening, right? You're there. So let's do this. Number one on my list, I want to describe exactly to you what Brain Flakes is. This so far has been a show about me giving myself the chance to talk about whatever I want as flippantly as I want. The goal of the show, though, is to be an opportunity for others to do that as well. Mix that in with some intense joking around and fun and games, and you have yourself something that I'm going to feel half right calling a show. Honestly, it seems that at my age, mid-20s, I'm 25 years old right now, everyone is just as educated as we have allowed ourselves to be. School is pretty much over, and we are making decisions for either ourselves or the family we've made. Which means we're believing and saying things that shape our world. And if you believe it enough to do that and share that, I want to give you the option to do it here on the podcast. For lack of a better idea, it's basically things Facebook friends post the podcast, which, goddamn, it sounds like an actual whole nother podcast idea, but no, it's not. It's this one, and it's Brain Flakes. Ultimately, what I'm wanting out of this show is not just that, but I also want to give the people in my life, and maybe even people that I, meet along the way, the opportunity to talk about the things that they're doing, their hobbies, their interests. Honestly, I'm here to collect as much knowledge as I can from others while simultaneously making the point that everything and everyone is pretty interesting. You just kind of have to listen to what it is that they're saying. So, with all that said, I have something, and I just, I want to share it with you, and it happened to me today. As I decided to do this podcast, I got a little distracted. I went on YouTube and decided to fall into a YouTube hole like I do for most of the hours I have before I have to go to work. And I started with my own channel, The Brainwaves Hello. Check it out if you haven't already. Anyway, I picked the last episode I filmed of that series, Things You Already Know, and I've been holding off on doing those because I really wanted to maintain focus on the podcast. But now that I feel a little less pressure and hopefully not to sound too full of myself, but I have a good idea of what I'm doing with the podcast and how much mental energy and time it's going to take. I'm considering picking up Things You Already Know and dusting it off and trying it again. Anyways, I watched this video and it completely blew me away and inspired me again, so be prepared for that. But the real reason I'm bringing this up is because it was the most trippiest, most self-pleasing, in a non-sexual way, of course, feeling that I've gotten in this area of my life. I would hope everyone gets to experience that. It was like your future self coming back to you to help you and guide you in what you should do. But in fact, it was my past self doing that for me. It's easy to discredit that person, your past self, because there are scars being added to you daily, and they're reminders that you're not the same person you were when you made that one thing. I guess the key to that series for me is that it wasn't about you, it was about me, and not about the audience. What little there was, it was not about the audience. I guess I knew that if I took the time to say what I believed, it would help me out of whatever situation or funk that I was in. It would validate me and make me okay with something or stronger in the position that I was in. time moves on and you forget and you drop a project. But coming back to it and seeing that dude just pushing out of an unbuttoned shirt, I was a little buzzed, if I remember correctly. Just telling me to have persistence. Like, do what you fucking want, you fucking loser, is basically what he was getting at. And I mean, okay, yeah, let's do that. I don't know. I mean, look, I think that's enough for a mini bowl of brain flakes. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can glean what you can from that. Like I said earlier, when you sit in front of a computer and you start talking, you realize what little you have to actually say, and what you do say, you wonder if it's worth saying or means anything at all. But honestly, I try not to get caught up in too much of that, and I would be stuck drowning in my own sea of thought, and that's not any good either. So, moral of today's episode, go out there and pleasure yourself.